President Biden is in a little bit of trouble, I guess you could say. Also, a new inflationary data point was just released earlier today. And what 39 million people are doing in China. And a new survey that was just released showing just how much Americans are truly struggling right now and further building the case for an additional stimulus check. Also, what Congress is working on this week, where the speculation is pointing toward, will this distribute another stimulus check? We do have a lot to talk about right here in this video. Let's jump into it right away. But really fast before we do, if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video so I can keep you updated during this very busy time as I'm doing all the research each and every day and I'm breaking it down into these short videos so that you can get the latest details hot off the wire each and every day, just like what I'm about to share with you right here in this video. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. It's totally free to do so, and I will continue to be here for you every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can. All right, thanks again. Let's jump right into the update. All right, so wow, we have a lot going on here. Let's jump through these one at a time here. Let's quickly talk about what these 39 million people are doing in China right now. Well, they're probably not doing much because they are locked down. So yesterday in a video, I told you that 9 million people in China were locked down as a result of COVID. Well, that number has now ballooned to 39 million people are locked down across various different cities throughout China. That's huge. That's a ton of people. Here's what's interesting about it. This COVID thing's been going on for 2 years now. Well, more than 2 years now. And here we are still 2 years later, and they're still locking down massive numbers of people. But here's the deal. China has a lot of very strict rules over there. They basically have a zero COVID policy. So basically, if there's any signs of COVID or COVID cases, they pretty much lock the whole place down. So according to what I've been reading about this, they're experiencing the biggest outbreaks of COVID right now that they've seen in 2 years. So it must be kind of bad over there. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Kind of interesting considering 2 years into this thing and we're still talking about lockdowns. Anyway, one more quick note on this. I have been reading more about this, and apparently this Delta Cron variant, which is a variant between the Delta variant and the Omicron variant, they call it Delta Cron. Apparently it is spreading pretty rapidly across many European countries, and it is found here in the United States as well. So again, just want you to be aware of what is going on out there. Anyway, let's quickly talk about some other things going on. Let's quickly talk about this new survey that I mentioned just a second ago in the beginning of the video, talking about how much Americans are truly struggling right now. All right, so according to this survey, they're now suggesting and showing that 67% of people with an income under $100,000 are living paycheck to paycheck. So essentially 2 out of every 3 people out there with under $100,000 of income are really struggling. 2 out of 3 are living paycheck to paycheck every single month. That's pretty tough, I mean seriously. But get this, the survey also went on to show that 48% of people who have an income over $100,000, so 6-figure income, are also living paycheck to paycheck. So basically 1 out of every 2 people with a 6-figure income are living paycheck to paycheck. That's tough. And what is it all stemming from? Yep, you called it inflation. Yeah, inflation is really digging deep right now. Seriously, it is pinching essentially everybody, except for maybe the very, very high income people, maybe those individuals who have very high income, as in hundreds of thousands of dollars each and every year. They're probably slipping by, no problem. But essentially, even the people with a 6-figure income, 100,000, 150, maybe even 200, are probably struggling right now. So kind of some scary stuff out there going on. And the closer that we get to zero, as in the lower the income gets, the more the pinch actually hurts, right? And I think all of us are completely recognizing what this actually means, right? So anyway, just wanted to point that out for you. Also, let's quickly talk about, as long as we're talking about inflation, let's quickly talk about this new survey, or sorry, not a new survey, a new report that was just released earlier today talking about inflation as well. This is the PPI. Now, previously we talked about the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index. That comes out once a month, and that came out last Thursday. Now, this new number that just came out today is the PPI, which is the Producer Price Index. This is an inflationary number that kind of gives us a glimpse into what it's like inflation on the business front. Kind of makes sense there? So the CPI is for those individuals, like individual basis, whereas the PPI is more like a business inflationary measure. Well, get this, month over month, it was up 0.8%, 0.8%. So a little bit under 1% month over month. However, On an annualized year-over-year basis, it's up record 10%. That's huge. Seriously, 10% inflation year over year. That's huge. Seriously, get this. And the more that these numbers go up on the business front, as in the PPI, remember, they have to pass all these expenses and all this extra overhead onto us, the consumer. Yes, thank you. We are typically the ones who brunt all of this inflation because they need to maintain their margins, right? Therefore, a lot of times they pass all of this on to us, the consumer, the end user. Yeah, right. So anyway, I think all of us are pretty familiar with all this by now. Anyway. All right, let's quickly talk about what Congress is working on this week. And again, the speculation is pointing toward, will this potentially lead toward additional stimulus checks? So last week when Congress was working on the $1.5 trillion spending bill, they had $15.6 billion within it for COVID relief. However, it was taken out of the bill because of a lot of opposition from members of Congress. However, guess what they're working on this week? Yep, they're working on passing the $15.6 billion of COVID relief money that was taken out of the spending bill from last week. Now, the speculation now is, okay, apparently the bank account, as in the COVID bank account with the federal government, apparently is empty, according to what the sources are saying. Of course, I don't know what it really says. I don't have access to it. It'd be kind of fun if I did, but I don't. But anyway, apparently they're saying it is zero and they need to replenish it with another $15.6 billion. Well, the speculation out there is, okay, if they're going to replenish the COVID fund, does that mean they're going to issue stimulus checks? Well, all of that is still to be determined. We don't know the answer to that quite yet, but they're actually saying, well, with everything going on right now and the COVID relief fund empty and needing more money, as long as they're at it, are they just going to replenish it with enough money to send out another stimulus check? So that is what I've been seeing out there in the headlines today. But of course, we'll need to watch it and see if anything transpires out of this. But the rate that things are going right now, again, I have no clue what's going to happen going forward. I don't have a crystal ball. I really wish I did right now, because that would certainly be helpful to give us a little glimpse into the future as far as what type of relief is going to be coming. But anyway, the sources that I've been reading today have been saying, kind of makes us wonder, will Congress approve some type of direct payment, stimulus checks, some kind of payment to help out the people right now, as long as they are also replenishing the COVID relief bank account, essentially is what they're saying. All right, let's quickly move on here. Again, like I said, a lot to talk about. I'm trying to buzz through this quickly here. I want to be respectful of your time. All right, so tomorrow, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, I think that's pronounced correctly. Again, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. But anyway, he's going to be meeting with Congress virtually once again tomorrow. Now, they met virtually maybe about a week and a half ago. It was on a Saturday. I believe it was about a week and a half ago. They met virtually in a meeting, and then Congress approved that $13.6 billion that was sent over as of last week with the spending bill. So apparently the president of Ukraine is going to be meeting with the lawmakers here, Congress, once again tomorrow in a virtual meeting, and it's anticipated that he's going to be asking for more assistance, whether it's who knows what. I mean, seriously, who knows what he's going to be asking for? I don't really know. I don't want to jump down that rabbit hole saying, you know, what I'm thinking. I don't really know what he's going to be asking for, but I'd be anticipating he's probably going to be asking for more relief of some kind for his country, you know, considering everything going on. So anyway, that's going to be going down tomorrow. All right, so let me talk about how President Biden may be in a little bit of trouble. Not only him, but a variety of other lawmakers and kind of high-profile people right here in the United States. So remember, over the last couple of weeks here, President Biden and the administration have been slapping all of these sanctions on Russia. Well, Russia slapped back today, and they are imposing sanctions on President Biden, Antony Blinken, as well as Lloyd Austin, and a variety of other high-profile people right here in the United States. So we'll have to see how this continues to move forward here. But yeah, the sanctions are coming back right at us, right? So we'll have to see if this has any negative consequences to our economy or anything like this going forward. At this stage, probably not. It's probably not going to do a whole lot, but something we got to watch here closely, because remember, the sanctions that the administration, as in President Biden, rolled out early on, way back, 3 weeks ago now, when Russia rolled into Ukraine, those sanctions came down, right? Well, over the course of a couple of weeks, President Biden and the administration, as well as a lot of the European countries, also slapped these sanctions on Russia as well, and they've kind of been ratcheting them up over the weeks. Well, we'll have to see what Russia does here in the United States, if they also kind of ratchet these sanctions up going forward as well. So, again, a lot of interesting things going on out there right now. Of course, I'll continue watching everything closely, and this is the quick update that I have for you as of now. But anyway, I'll be right here by your side every single day to bring you all these updates. As short a video as I possibly can. I know, I try to buzz through these as quickly as possible. There's a lot going on, but at the same time, I want you to be aware of everything going on out there, because ultimately, this may impact us in some way, shape, or form. Also, one quick side note here, the Federal Reserve has started their two-day meeting today. This is the FOMC meeting. They do this meeting every 6 weeks, and tomorrow, the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, will be out with that announcement to determine, will interest rates be going higher? And if so, how much? It's anticipated 25 basis points. But again, we won't know until he makes that announcement tomorrow. So I'll keep you posted on all of that. Either way, until next time, which will be a couple hours from now with the next update, there's already a bunch of things going on out there. I'll break it all down for you, so make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so quite yet, so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of these details as things are changing very, very rapidly. Please enjoy your day, subscribe down below, share the videos, and go back and check out any of the other nearly 2,300 videos right here on the channel. Please stay safe out there, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it.